Hi everyone, my name is iPommy. Welcome back to my channel. I know we are usually, if you're familiar with this channel already, we're all about cozy, mostly Nintendo Switch games, and don't worry, I will be putting out tons of videos relating to that. But I do also play other games and I would just really like to discuss them because this is just a general gaming channel. So for today's topic, I really wanted to touch on my new favorite game, Final Fantasy XIV Online. Now, if you don't know, if you aren't familiar at all with the game, Final Fantasy XIV Online is an MMORPG, so you probably have heard of World of Warcraft, for example, which is, I think, one of the first and the biggest, most well-known MMORPGs. There's also games like The Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV Online is another one coming from the Final Fantasy franchise. So the Final Fantasy franchise includes more sort of like standalone games that aren't online, and yeah, 14 Online is a spin-off on that. Also brings the very interesting, unique perspective of taking this story-based games into an MMORPG. Now, an MMORPG is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, so the online aspect is a really big thing, and usually what it turns out to be is working together in a group, trying to level your characters, taking on bosses, doing raids and stuff like that. So that's the big online aspect of it. And the game has been around for years and years now. If you don't know, I will leave an interesting documentary. It's a YouTube documentary linked in my description box down below that I really liked when I first started playing. It was really nice to see because it talks about the false start basically that this game had. It started out being terrible, doing terrible, and how they recovered and how it now became an amazing game that's still around and has become more and more successful over the years. If you like documentaries, if you're interested in the history of this game, I would really recommend it. It's very well made as well. Now, I started playing this game on my stream, so those of you that are already following my Twitch, that are hanging out in my chat, I really appreciate you. You can find my Twitch linked in my description box if you want to check it out. But those of you that have already seen will know that I have started playing this game on stream, I think about 2 weeks ago now, and I just wanted to check it out. I just wanted to see if it was something I would like. It's actually been a game that I've been interested in for a couple of months, but I have been kind of intimidated. You know me, I'm a cozy, chill gamer. Yeah, I get intimidated by MMORPGs like this, the sort of social aspect. I thought it might be a bit too much pressure for me if I had to learn how to fight really well and do boss mechanics. Like, I could never do that. I've been eyeing it for a couple of months and then I just decided to go for it. One of the biggest things that convinced me is the fact that you can be a cat girl. If you've been keeping up with my announcements on my YouTube community tab as well, you'll know that I have been really enjoying playing a cat girl in 14 Online. It's just been so much fun. So I just decided to jump in. So I've only been playing for about 2 weeks, I want to say, but I just wanted to sort of put out this beginner's perspective on this game because tons of videos have been made on 14 Online by veterans, by people that have been playing for months or years and want to put out a beginner guide or want to put out like, is it, you know, can you still play this up to this day? Is it still worth it to pick up? And obviously their opinions are very, you know, valuable. They know a lot about the game. I have so much to learn, so much. I'm only like a level 46 something scholar slash summoner, if you want to know what class I'm currently playing. So my perspective is completely different, but I thought it might still be nice to kind of, well, this is spoiler alert, this is going to be me gushing about this game, but also just, I don't know, put out a video for those of you that have been interested but not sure if you still want to pick this up, because this game has been around for years now, and you know, you might not be sure if some content is still relevant, if you can even begin this game, is it very overwhelming? Let's just get into that. So the first thing is it still worth picking up? Yes. The answer is just a yes, it is. It's worth it. And the interesting thing with this game is that no content is irrelevant anymore, but it does get better. So you just start off, which is very different from games such as World of Warcraft, where things keep changing so much that they put you in different zones every expansion, and yeah, a lot of old content is no longer really important or relevant anymore, and you just never really get to play it. But Final Fantasy XIV Online is really focused on the story. I guess you do have to like story-driven games to a certain extent to be able to enjoy this game. That's not to say that if you hate stories, you're just immediately not gonna like it, because the story is so good, especially compared to maybe other MMORPGs that you're used to. It can really grip you still. But because of its story-based character, you have to play the first expansion, have to play it chronologically, go through the story until you're up to endgame. And that can take quite a while, because you really have to start out with the first expansion, A Realm Reborn, which is where I'm currently at. I'm almost finished with this expansion. So it might also be fun to do another update video a couple of weeks in and tell you my thoughts then. But I heard from multiple people in my Twitch chat that this is actually the weakest expansion, and it only gets better as they get a better budget, and you know, the storytelling just gets better, more complicated, the quests get a lot better. So I'm so excited to get to that point. But yeah, I think the biggest hurdle for new players is knowing that you're gonna have to play through the story. You can buy a skip, but I think I've not heard anyone really recommend that, because you miss out way too much on the story. You don't know anything what's happened to the world, so anything that you'll then experience from the story then on will just not have the same impact on you. I guaranteed. It just won't. You're not gonna start watching a Netflix show at season 4, right? You have to watch it from the beginning to see the build up, to see the character development, all of that stuff. So yeah, it's the same for this game, but it's completely worth it. This game is very beginner friendly, but it is a little bit complex. There's no escaping that, because it's been developing for years. New features have been added for years, so beginner players have had a slow adjustment time. New players will maybe feel overwhelmed. I know there's been people in our community, in the Twitch chat, that have been like, I tried playing this game, I got very overwhelmed, I quit. I've been trying to convince as many people as I can to restart it with me. Just take your time, it's so much fun, it's worth it. For me, it's been also very helpful that I've been streaming this game, so people can come hang out in chat and give me tips and advice. I just want to say, you don't have to try everything in the beginning. Biggest tip right now that I've learned so far is there's 2 main things that you can focus on in the beginning, just to get used to everything and get through the game, and that's it. And that's the MSQ, the main scenario quest. So that's your main storyline quest. They have a special symbol, so you'll know that those are the ones that you can follow to get through the story. If you just do those quests, you'll get through the main story. And then another important thing that you should let go of are some blue quests, specifically the one for your job that you're playing, your class. So if you're playing, well, like I started out with an Arcanist, and then you get to either become a summoner or a scholar. It's the only job that you have like 2 jobs at the same time and can level them up at the same time. But you have to make sure that every 5 levels you do those quests so you get your new abilities. And you actually get to pick up your job and get better at, you know, your class, playing your class, and get stronger. Those are the 2 main things. Don't try to do all of the side quests. It can get way overwhelming. There's so many side quests to do. Just keep an eye out on those quests. And another golden tip that I got from my community is to look in your upper left corner of your screen. You can see the MSQ, the main scenario quest, that is, you know, recommended for you to do. And then there's another tiny quest that they also recommend, and that's usually either your job quest or like an important blue quest, such as learning how to ride a mount, for example. So I would just recommend you to focus on those, and that's it, and take your sweet time going through the story. It's not going anywhere. You can play how much you want to. Don't try to burn yourself out. Don't try to rush through it, is my advice. I've been playing pretty slowly. It's been 2 weeks and I'm almost level 50. I'm almost done with the first expansion in 2 weeks, but I've learned so much, and I've had so much fun exploring Eorzea and just, you know, really getting familiar with the community. And that's another great thing. The community is so nice. And another thing why Final Fantasy XIV Online is such a good beginner-friendly game is the whole sprout system. You get a little sprout next to your name, your in-game name, above your character when you're new, and it actually stays for a pretty long time. I'm still not entirely sure because I get conflicting answers, but what I've seen on Reddit is that it actually stays for up until like the latest expansion or something, and I don't know, 300 hours of playtime, something ridiculous like that almost. But it's so nice. First of all, it just shows that you're new, you're still learning, so people will be way more gracious to you. If you're starting a dungeon and you have to do dungeons in the story, they'll just, you know, be like, oh hey, you're new, and they'll hopefully wait for you to get out of a cutscene, for example. And just in general, I've never so far never experienced anyone being mean to me when I caused the party to wipe because I was trying to be a healer and I didn't heal the tank quick enough and then everyone died. No one got mad at me. We just all started back up and continued. Obviously, you can have some bad apples, but the community is overall really, really nice, really wholesome, not so toxic, especially to sprouts, to new people. You actually get gifted stuff, and yeah, everyone is so nice. So yeah, I think that's just a quick little rant video almost on how I am so happy I picked this up in 2022, completely new to the game, didn't know anything about it at all. I just knew it looked pretty and I wanted to try it out, and I'm so happy I did. I would say it's very beginner friendly. The community is really wholesome and it's 100% worth it to still pick up. I can't believe that this very first expansion that they made with a low budget in a time crunch years and years ago already holds up really, really well to this day. And yeah, like I said, my community keeps telling it gets better and better, and I'm very, very excited to continue my journey in Eorzea. And yeah, to those of you that don't play yet, maybe I've convinced you to start playing. Wouldn't that be great? I would love to have you there. I'm personally on a European data center. If you ever want to play with me, feel free to do so. I'll also leave my Discord linked in the description box down below. Feel free to join that, whether you play Final Fantasy XIV online or not. We have a channel for everything. We're just a cozy, community-minded server, so feel free to join that. And yeah, to those veterans, I just want to thank you so much for keeping up this wholesome community and making this game feel so welcoming to new players, to us sprouts. My experience has been great, it's been wholesome, and I just want to thank the whole community as a whole for being such a great welcoming community. And I can't wait to play more of this game. And yeah, if you guys like this video, I'll be sure to upload another update video in a couple of weeks with my thoughts. And if you want to see me play it live, I'm currently only playing this game on Twitch at the moment. You can do so. You can follow my Twitch and we can chat, hang out, and play this game live. And I think that's it for this video. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.